What is up, Broketographers? Brian here again for the Broketographers, and today I want to talk about where I prioritize spending my money on photographic equipment. So when it comes to spending money on photo equipment, I personally choose lighting and lenses. The big reason being lighting and lenses are the two things that'll stay with you over so many more years than a new camera body will. All cameras perform well at low ISO and with the right lens. Most of the improvements in camera bodies over the years come from, improvements in autofocus, high ISO performance, and just other features, Wi-Fi, and other stuff that you don't exactly need to take a great photograph. For me, having better autofocus and all kinds of other nice to have but not absolutely necessary features isn't as important as having good image quality. And good image quality comes from having good lighting, and obviously the technical know-how to create the mood and the photo that you want to create. Now, things like improved autofocus and more autofocus points and more sensor coverage and all that would be better for a sports photographer, tracking motion. But for the most part, if you shoot portraits or events, learning how to manipulate and control and shape artificial light is going to give you that extra edge in making your photos look a little more professional. Now, that's not to say natural light is inherently bad. There's plenty of photographers that choose to shoot entirely natural light by choice because it fits their style, and if that's your style, that's perfectly okay. But for me, I light almost everything I shoot, so making the investment in more lighting equipment to do the things that I want to do with my photography is a better investment than having a newer camera body or any other gadgets that I personally wouldn't get as much use from. With the right lighting conditions, almost any modern camera is capable of creating sharp photos with incredible detail and very low noise. And learning off-camera lighting can help you do that. And the same goes for lenses. I would much rather have a nice, fast prime on an older camera body than have the newest multi-$1,000 camera body and cheap glass. Another advantage to lighting and lenses is that they simply hold their value better over the years. In 2008, I bought the original Canon 35L 1.4 prime. And by then it was already 10 years old and it still costed me $1,100. Now 9 years after that, that lens is still worth about $700 or $800. And by now that lens is almost 20 years old. The pace of innovation in lighting and lenses is a lot slower than it is for camera bodies. And that makes a good case for investing in lighting and lenses. In 2006, when I first started learning how to use off-camera flash, I bought an Interfit 150 watt-second 2 light kit for about $300. Now, they're not worth that much today, but they're still probably worth about $100, which means they only costed me about $200 over the last 10 or 11 years to own, and I still own and use those lights. So 10, 11 years later, they're still getting used. So I think that the fact that lighting and lenses keep their value much better over the years makes a good case for considering spending your money in these categories when making your purchasing decisions. If you're not into off-camera flash or learning how to use and shape light, then forget everything I said here, except for the part on lenses. Lenses are still going to help you, and I think they're still much more useful than a brand new camera body. People have been creating awesome photographs for years with stuff that's super old. Some of the best photographers have made some of their most iconic images with entry-level DSLRs, and everyone starts somewhere, so don't feel the pressure to upgrade just because a new camera model comes out, because it's got some new features that marketing thinks that you can't live without. You can live without them. You've been shooting for as long as you have without those features. But upgrade lighting and lenses first, and when you can, then upgrade your camera body. Camera bodies will come and go over the years, but good lenses will stay with you. I've had some of my Canon primes for over 10 years now, and I've still got them. I haven't felt a need to upgrade, although I really want to, but right now I'm focusing on spending more of my budget on lighting. So those are just some of my thoughts on where I personally spend most of my photographic budget. Like the video if you liked it, click the subscribe button, leave us a comment, ask us a question down below. We try to get to all of them. And follow us on Instagram at the Broketographers. Check us out online at thebroketographers.com. And we'll see you in the next one.